The really bright white part is the catheter, and then right around it, in that fluid, is the embryo. So we literally have a picture of our embryo before we even knew that we were pregnant.
I come from a family of 3. I've always wanted kids. That's always been like a dream. To be told that there's a chance that you wouldn't be able to, it was a hard pill to swallow. But your brain in that moment is tackling the biggest problem, and the biggest problem was not fertility at the moment. The biggest problem was the cancer. We met when I was 18.
And I was 21, working at a restaurant together.
My mom said I came home and I said, I met a guy and I think I'm gonna marry him. And I don't remember that conversation, but I don't remember a whole lot, but that's what she told me. And I did.
We had been dating for about 5 months when she got the diagnosis.
The kind of tumor that I had was called papillary serous cystadenoma. The treatment was to remove the tumor and hopefully keep the ovary. I was 19, so they wanted to keep what they could. So they did the surgery. This was my doctor here in Pennsylvania. But unfortunately at the end, there was just too much tumor. So they ended up taking the whole right side out.
You know, we just continued to date as normal, right? Mm-hmm. And we're planning our wedding when it sort of came back.
So there was about a 5-year break. My annual checkup showed a mass on my remaining ovary on my left side.
It was unlikely they would be able to harvest any eggs because of where the tumor was located. He didn't think there would be a doctor willing to go in and try and pull the eggs for fertilization.
And that was when we were both like, oh, this is serious. What about babies?
And so I believe he had called around or talked to several places, and that's when he found someone that was willing to do it.
There was a colleague of his at Hopkins. She was very confident that she could remove eggs from an ovary with a tumor and not go near the tumor.
Yeah, at Johns Hopkins, we're used to working with very complicated patients, and fertility is so important to so many women, and it's such an important part of cancer survivorship. So she underwent fertility preservation.
Our oldest son, our first time trying to have a baby, it did take 4 times to get pregnant. But we felt so confident in our faith and in the doctors that this is where we were supposed to be.
It was nice that both the fertility center as well as the doctor who was handling the surgery to remove the ovary were all, from Hopkins and all working together. As one big team, you didn't have to worry about a miscommunication back and forth.
It's not just a fertility center. We also have other experts such as genetic counselors, our oncology team. There's also an assisted reproductive technology team. When we do an embryo transfer for a patient, sometimes we'll say the embryologist is actually the baby's first babysitter.
We reflected a lot on how medicine has progressed. At the time we were going through, the first harvesting of the eggs, a lot of that medication had only been on the market for several years.
We're always looking at how we can help expand patient care. And at the time, 10 years ago, what we were doing for Kate was considered innovative, and now obviously we have many more exciting fertility preservation treatments available. What that will mean is that there's going to be more options for patients who may not have time to retrieve eggs. It gives options for very young patients who were unable to do an egg retrieval. So it really expands the number of patients we're able to help.
Hold on tight.
So the journey was a long journey. It started in 2006, and we were with Hopkins until our last daughter was born, and that was in 2018. So this has been a relationship with them.
So as a mother myself, really I can't imagine my life without my children. And so for women who want to have children, I already know that it's important to them to be able to help give them that gift and that hope is really important to me.
Yeah. To be able to have hope and the opportunity that we had, you don't take this for granted.